Southpark X Listner Kenny's Secret. It was a extremely cold afternoon in Southpark, the kind where the snow clung stubbornly to the sidewalks and kids' boots were left in muddy trails through the school hallways. You were at your locker, digging through the avalanche of books and notes and paper and whatever, when the boys came strutting down the hallway. Kyle was lecturing Cartman about something stupid as usual. Stan was just nodding along, and Kenny, as always, was bundled up in his oversized orange jacket, hands shoved into his pockets, just like every day. Cartman's voice rang out louder than the bell. "No, dude, I'm telling you, this is the funniest thing ever. Kenny's got this huge crush, and he thinks he's slick about it." Kyle groaned. "Shut up, Cartman." But Cartman lived for chaos. He stopped right in front of you, smirking like he was about to announce breaking news. "Hey, YN, guess what? Kenny's totally in love with you." The hallway seemed to freeze. Stan's jaw dropped. Kyle muttered, "God damn it, fat ass." And Kenny went bright red under his hood, muffling a string of curses. You blinked. "Huh? Wait, what?" Cartman crossed his arms proudly. "Yeah, don't act surprised. Kenny talks about you all the time. How pretty you are. How you're the only one who laughs at his dumb jokes. Oh, how good you smell. Oh, and that one time that you let him copy your homework, he said it was the most romantic moment of his life." "Shut up, fat ass," Kenny burst out, actually tucking down his hood in pure frustration. His voice cracked with panic. Cheeks flushed so red it spread to his ears. The hallway erupted in whispers, and a few kids even giggled. Kenny never lost his cool, but right now, he looked like he wanted to just go to the snow outside and let it swallow him whole, to be honest. You just kind of stood there, clutching your math book, stunned. Kenny, sweet, funny, quiet Kenny, liked you? At lunch, things were, tense. Kenny avoided your eyes, stabbing his mac and cheese like it had personally wronged him. Cartman was laughing so hard milk shot out his nose, and Kyle kept threatening to throw his tray at him if he didn't shut up. You finally slid into a seat across from Kenny. So, is it true?" you asked. Stan elbowed Cartman to shut him up for once. The whole table went quiet. Kenny's eyes darted from you to his tray, and then finally back to you again. He looked like a trapped animal, but then he sighed and pulled his hood tighter. "Yeah, it's true." His voice was quieter now, embarrassed. I didn't want you to find out like that." Your chest tightened. Kenny wasn't usually the vulnerable type. He was sarcastic, sly, the kind of guy who always cracked jokes to cover up how he felt. Seeing him so exposed made you want to reach across the table and hold his hand. "Well," he said slowly, "I think it's cute." His head snapped up, wide blue eyes meeting yours. "Wait, really?" He nodded, smiling. "I mean, you're not exactly subtle, but I didn't think you'd actually like me like that." Kyle groaned. "Oh my God, can you two stop flirting? I'm trying to eat." Cartman leaned back with a smug grin. "See, I did you a favor. Poor people can't afford to waste time hiding their feelings." "Shut up, Cartman," Kyle yelled. But Kenny heard all of them. Barely. For the first time all day, he smiled. The small, shy smile that made your heart race. After school, you had found Kenny waiting by the bike racks. The snow had finally stopped, leaving everything glittering under the late afternoon sun. He kicked at the slush with his boots, hood pulled low, but then he saw you. His shoulders straightened. "Hey, he muttered. "Oh, hey," you said, shoving your hands into your coat pockets, nerves buzzing. "So, you want to walk home together?" you asked quietly. He glanced at you, surprised, and nodded. Yeah, I'd like that." The walk was quiet at first, just the crunch of snow under your boots. Kenny's house wasn't too far, but you took the long way, circling past Stark's pond, and eventually he sighed and looked at you. "Look, I didn't want you to find out that way. Cartman's a dick. I wanted to tell you myself, but I didn't think you'd feel the same way." You smiled softly. "Well, maybe I do." He stopped walking, staring at you like he'd just won the lottery. "Seriously?" "Seriously," you nudged his arm. "You're so funny, Kenny. You actually listen to me when I talk, and you make these crappy days not so crappy, and that's kind of rare." For once, Kenny was speechless. He pulled his hoodie down again, letting the cold air sting his cheeks, just so you could see him grin. "You're gonna make me die of happiness before I even get hit by a bus again." You laughed. "Don't say that." He chuckled, but his voice softened. "I really like you, YN, more than I've ever liked anybody else." Something warm spread through your chest. You stepped closer and Kenny's breath hitched. Snowflakes caught in his messy blonde hair as you leaned up and kissed his cheek. His face went crimson. "Holy crap, that actually happened." You smiled. "Yeah, and it won't be the last time." The next day at school, Cartman was already running his mouth that he played matchmaker. You and Kenny just ignored him, sitting together at lunch like it was the most natural thing in the world. Kenny's hands brushed yours under the table, tentative at first, but the more certain when you didn't pull away. Kyle rolled his eyes instead. It smirked knowingly, and Cartman kept begging for credit for your relationship, but for once, Kenny didn't care about being embarrassed, because this time the secret was out, and it was the best goddamn thing that ever happened to him.